What's up, y'all? It's Gazelle with the Blazing Bakers, and today I want to share with you my gear choices for the Pacific Crest Trail this year and how my through hike last year of the Appalachian Trail influenced those decisions. I also managed to shave an entire pound off my base weight, so stay tuned and we'll talk gear. So first, let's talk about what I've changed. This is the pack that I took on the Appalachian Trail. It's the Z-Pack's Arc Blast 55 liter, and it weighs around 20 ounces. And for the Pacific Crest Trail, I'm taking this pack. This is the Hyper Light Mountain Gear 2400 Junction, and it weighs around 30 ounces. So both are Dyneema composite fabric packs. One is a 55 liter pack and one is a 40 liter pack. For me, on the Pacific Crest Trail, it was really important to carry something that was lightweight, yet sturdy enough to do long water and food carries. So the next thing I changed was my sleeping pad. This is the Thermarest Neo Air X Lite Extra Large Pad, and this is what I'm taking, the Thermarest X Therm Regular Pad. It's not quite as large and it is slightly heavier, but I do need a warmer pad for the PCT because I'm starting in early March and I will be sleeping at higher elevations. Tent is the same, it's the Z-Pack's Duplex, but I am adding in the freestanding kit. This adds 10 ounces to my base weight, and I do still have to carry my tent stakes, but it allows me to set up my duplex if it's not windy without the use of stakes. Say if there's a section of trail where there's really sandy or rocky soil and stakes just won't go in well, this will save me a lot of headache on the trail, so it's a weight penalty I'm willing to take. So there is one thing that I'm not sure if I'm gonna bring, and that's an umbrella. I never used one on the Appalachian Trail, but I do see how it could be useful in the desert. For water filtration, I stayed with the Katadyn Be Free, and I did add in the CNOC 2 liter water bladder for longer water carries. I will also carry 2 1 liter smart water bottles to carry my water in. So I did switch rain jackets. I was carrying the Outdoor Research Helium, and it is a great wind layer, but I didn't like how it wetted out in heavy rain. There's no perfect rain jacket, but I was looking for something that did have pit zips and gave me better protection in the rain. So I switched to the Montbell Versalite, and it has the pit zips for ventilation. And the only thing I don't like about it is that it doesn't pack up into its own pocket. It has an extra stuff sack, but it's really lightweight. It comes in at around 5.8 ounces, so it's only just slightly heavier than the helium. So with all of these additions that I've added on, how did I manage to cut a pound off of my base weight? So I use lighter pack. I am not a gram counter, but I do keep track of what my base weight is. And there is a graph in lighter pack that shows you the percentage of what you're carrying. And my biggest percentage was in my clothing. So on the Appalachian Trail, there were a lot of things that I used daily, and there were some things that I just never used. One of those things was my down puffy jacket. Unless it was extremely cold, I never put it on at camp, and I never slept in it. So that's not coming with me on the Pacific Crest Trail. Another thing that I just didn't need was my extra sleep clothes. I thought that I needed clean clothes to change into at the end of the day, something that was dry, that would make me feel somewhat human. And it is a luxury, and some people may think that it's worth it to take extra sleep clothes. But for me on this trail, it's just another opportunity for me to cut my weight down. As long as you're confident in the clothing that you've chosen, if it's quick drying and you know how to use your layering system, it's just not necessary. So on the AT, I carried 5 pairs of socks. On the PCT, I have dialed it down to 2 G liners. One is synthetic, one is wool, and only 1 pair of darn tufts. So I can change out my liner and have 1 pair of darn tufts to put over that fresh liner. On the AT, I carried 4 pairs of gloves. For this trail, I am just paring it down to sun gloves and possum down because these were the main ones that I used on the trail. I may ask for my heavy fleece mitts when I get to the Sierra Nevada mountains. And because the trail starts in the desert, I'm switching out my lightweight trail running cap for a sun hat. And that's how I cut over a pound off my base weight. I didn't go into detail about things that are the same. My kitchen, my ditty bag, the clothing that I wear on the trail every day, and my toiletry bag were all covered in our gear video from the AT last year, and you can check it out here. All right, y'all, that's it. That is everything I'm taking with me for an early March start on the Pacific Crest Trail. I am so close to leaving. I'm so excited and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. It's gonna be amazing. And here's to a safe journey. Also, let's all be in constant prayer for our neighbors in the Ukraine. There is a part of me that feels anxiety about leaving during a time like this, but I think it's really important to keep living and to spread positive energy into the world. So thank you all for tuning in, and I would appreciate if you did like this video. If you do want to follow my adventure on the Pacific Crest Trail, please like this video and subscribe to our channel, and I will see you guys at the border. Woohoo! Let's do this.